Hi, Omkar here with another video with the Yamaha Aerox. Now this time I'm come here to give you a small comparison between the Yamaha Aerox 155 and the Ola S1 Pro. Now why am I comparing these two completely different bikes? Because when I was in the market to look for my next two-wheeler, these were the two bikes that I was considering, and looking around on the internet for quite some time, I never found a direct comparison between these two videos, or at least an ownership experience that spoke about comparing these two bikes. Now the reason I'm comparing these two bikes again here is because of the price point at which these bikes are available here in Goa at the moment. The Ola S1 Pro is at 1.5 lakh rupees on road, and the Yamaha Aerox is at 1.7 lakh rupees. Yes, it has a 20,000 premium over the S1 Pro, but let me give you the pros and cons of both these bikes, and probably at the end of the video you will have a clear decision in mind whenever you plan on buying your next bike. So let me start off with the looks. If you take a look at the Yamaha Aerox, it speaks for itself. The bike is a looker. Now you have this bike available in many colors, but I personally picked this color up because I really liked it with its orange alloys. So that was one main factor that pushed me towards going for this bike here over the S1 Pro. Mind you, the S1 is also a good looker, but when you compare it directly with the sporty styling of the Yamaha Aerox, I feel the Aerox takes the cake here. The next point is performance and features. Let me address the first part here, the performance. Now mind you, both the bikes have a really great performance. I'm terming them as bikes here because they offer bike-like performance. The Yamaha Aerox here comes with a 155cc engine which is derived from the R15. I will not bore you with the specifications here. You all can find it on the internet. But boy oh boy, what an engine this is. When the engine from the bike comes together with a scooter and it gives you something like an Aerox, it is a totally pleasurable riding experience on the street. Comparing it with something like the Ola S1 Pro, yes, the Pro has the bigger one, a 4.8 kilowatt hour battery, which has a healthy top speed of 115 kilometers per hour and a pretty strong acceleration, at least up to 80 kilometers per hour. In that sense, yes, they are neck to neck in terms of performance and top speed, but the riding experience is completely different. I'll come to that in a short while. Now talking about the features, the Ola S1 Pro takes the trump card here with features like proximity unlock, which is a beta feature. Also its massive 7-inch touchscreen, the inbuilt speakers, the digital odometer, the regenerative braking, etc, and the list goes on. So in terms of feature, yes, the Ola S1 Pro does take the cake ahead, but in terms of what the Aerox also has to offer, it is quite substantial. Now one thing that the Ola S1 misses out compared to the Aerox is ABS braking. Now this bike comes with chunky tires, 14-inch rims, and also has a single channel ABS at the front. So when you have so much performance at your display, the braking also has to show up, and in case of the Aerox, it does with ABS. So now let me go to the next point of both the bikes is the seat. Now if you take a look at the seat of the Yamaha Aerox, it looks very sporty, it looks very nice, and it also offers decent comfort for the rider. Now when it comes to the pillion, you might feel that the rear part of the seat is a little small, and yes, if you ride it over 100 kilometers per hour, the pillion is going to feel a little back pain after a while, but all in all it is a comfortable seat. Now in the case of the Ola S1 Pro, the seat is much more wider, the seat is much more plush, and in that case both the rider and the pillion find much more room on the seat. It's also a longer seat, but I have not ridden the bike for over 80 kilometers, so I cannot comment on its long distance ability. Now let me come to the practicality and the ownership experience of both the bikes. Now Ola basically is a new product, a fairly new product compared to Yamaha products, and the reliability is still in question. We still do not know how the Ola S1 Pro is going to perform after 2 or 3 years, which is still doubtful in terms of the brand. But when it comes to Yamaha, yes, we all know what Yamaha is. how reliable Yamaha bikes are, and how easy the ownership experience is. Ola basically doesn't have any dealership network here in Goa besides one showroom here. So if something goes wrong, you have to take to that dealership, and if they end up opening your bike, it's gonna rattle like a rattlesnake. The noises are going to be very irritating after a while, because there are quite a few videos on the internet that tell you that if at all something goes wrong with your bike and the service guy opens it up for whatever reason, they do not manage to put it back the way the company did. So the rattling noises are going to be persistent here, and in case anything goes wrong, you have to take it to the Ola dealership. Nobody else can entertain that bike on the road. But when it comes to the Yamaha bike, the ownership experience is going to be fairly reliable because of its brand value and what Yamaha has been offering in India, and the service fairly is not very expensive. Now in terms of ownership experience, also the mileage on this bike is going to be somewhere around 40 to 50 kilometers per liter. So if you ride it around in a smart way, so that is pretty livable. But yes, in terms of ownership cost, the Ola S1 Pro has an advantage there because it is cheaper to run and maintain over a long period of time. Now let me come to the conclusion as to why did I finally select these two bikes. As I mentioned in the beginning of the video, it was the price point, but also the performance that the bikes offered in the market. If you compare the Ola S1 Pro, say something like the Activa, the Ntorq, or even the Jupiter, the bike shines far ahead. But when it sees competition like the Aerox, the Ola S1 Pro starts losing its shine. Now mind you, if you are a person who likes to ride, who has a very involving ride whenever you go out, you like to take the bike for long distances, and you are basically a sporty enthusiast rider, then the Yamaha Aerox is going to solve the case for you. Don't mind you, the Ola S1 Pro also has a very sporty character, but everything doesn't come together as well as the Yamaha Aerox does. So in my opinion, I always went with the Yamaha Aerox because of my heart. The brain always said the Ola S1 Pro is going to be a smarter choice, but the heart always said Yamaha Aerox is the way to go. Also, in the near future, you're going to see a lot more electric vehicles on the road. Probably 3 years down the line, bikes like this will be a rare sight. More and more electric vehicles are going to be on the market, and probably the Ola S2, S3, S4 is also going to come into our Indian market, and that is when the real reliability of Ola brand will be tested. So until then, whoever is in the market to look for a sporty scooter, your options are limited. Yes, there is the Ather there, but the styling of the Ather is just not convincing enough to be considered in this decision that I had to make. So I limited my decision to the S1 Pro and the Yamaha Aerox. So all in all, to wind up the video, I want to say that if at all you are in the market looking for a performance vehicle that has good performance, has good ride, and has enough or decent enough features, and is going to keep you entertained for the rest of your life, I feel you should go for the Yamaha Aerox. Thank you.